I look around and I think about the people that are gone. And the people that are still here. It ain't right. And it ain't fair.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and analyzing the 4th sneak peek for Season 8 Episode 12 of The Walking Dead that was released exclusively through Entertainment Weekly. This article that released the 4th sneak peek also confirmed that The Walking Dead Season 8 finale will also play in theaters alongside the Season 4 premiere for Fear the Walking Dead. They're calling it Survival Sunday, and in select theaters in the USA, they'll be showing both episodes on the big screen April 15th. If you click the link in the description, they have a website where you can check to see if there are any theaters playing near you, and I think this is a great promotion for the show. I would have personally preferred them to make an independent Walking Dead movie and show it in theaters one day, and who knows, maybe that will still happen, but this is a nice way to enjoy both shows on the big screen while also promoting the crossover. They're going to be 2 big episodes, right? They're going to show Morgan going from one show to the other, along with the conclusion of All Out War. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the sneak peek. Apparently this was originally reported as a deleted scene, but now people are saying that it's not deleted and in fact an actual scene in episode 8/12. I honestly loved the sneak peek and it's one of my favorite scenes this whole half season so far. After watching this scene, I've now opened my eyes to how much I truly miss real conversation in the show. Enough poetic, deep dialogue with double meanings, let's just have people naturally talk to each other about how they feel and what they think. I love this conversation between Rick and Daryl so much, and I hope that there's more character-driven moments like this in the near future. Yes, it could be considered slow or filler, but hell, after all the action we've gotten in Season 8, I don't even mind it at all, especially when it's such an important conversation. Alright, enough talking about it, let's actually break it down. So, first off, the sneak peek most likely happens near the beginning of the episode, right after Rick and Michonne arrive at the hilltop. We heard someone yelling to open the gates and that it was Rick at the end of episode 8/11, but now we're actually going to see him march into the hilltop for episode 8/12. We've seen previews of Rick visiting the graves of Glenn and Abraham ever since the Season 8B trailer, and we saw it again in the episode 8/12 trailer as well. That being said, now we know that Daryl actually accompanies him, and he has quite the heart-to-heart conversation with Rick. I suppose that this is his first chance to have a one-on-one conversation with Rick since Carl has died, and I actually enjoyed hearing Daryl talk for once instead of just grunt short phrases.
Look, about what I did at Sanctuary, trying to end it real quick. I just wanted it done. I didn't want to give him another chance. Not again. And I didn't care who was there. I don't know if that makes it right or...
Yeah, it does. I didn't want to risk killing innocent people. I should have just been worrying about our people. Hell with anyone else.
So, Daryl starts out by actually apologizing for what he did with Tara in the first half of Season 8. I have a full video discussing their plan to attack the Sanctuary and how it may have been their fault that the Saviors actually escaped. Since I've already discussed that in great detail, I'll save my breath for now, but needless to say, Daryl has realized that he probably did the wrong thing. He saw Michonne and Rosita both back out of it, yet Tara still pushed him to go along with it. Speaking of Tara, she seemed to be in denial about the Saviors escaping being her fault back in episode 808 when they were waiting to ambush Dwight and Laura at nighttime, but it seems as though Daryl is finally owning up to his mistakes and actually apologizing for it, along with giving his reasoning. He says that he just wanted to end things quick and get it done. He didn't want to give them another chance, but that ended up being exactly what happened. The Saviors got out, they attacked Alexandria and the Kingdom, causing both communities to temporarily retreat to the hilltop for the remainder of the war. Here, Daryl actually seems to admit that he didn't care much about hurting the innocent civilians at the Sanctuary, and that he just wanted the job done. Back in the first half of Season 8, he did seem to brush off the idea of there being civilian casualties before Tara and him went through with their plan, but he probably feels horrible for it now after everything that's happened. Rick sympathizes with him by stating that he's felt the same way for a long time, as far as only really caring about his people. He knew that there were other civilians around that didn't deserve to die or that needed help, but in the end, Rick boils down to a man trying to protect his family, and one person can only protect so many. Speaking of which, now that you think about it, Rick's original family is now completely gone. Lori, Carl, even his best friend Shane, they're all dead. And I'm not saying that he's gonna forget about them by any means, but instead Rick now has a new family to love and care for, such as Judith, Michonne, Daryl, and everyone else that he's been through so much with. This is why we see him visiting Glenn and Abraham's graves in episode 8/12, because it shows the driving force of what fuels his momentum in this war against Negan. Next up, we get a bunch of exposition as Rick and Daryl explain that Maggie has a bunch of lookouts surrounding the hilltop every half mile, ready to signal each other other if they notice anything.
Keep fighting until you're ready.
I'm ready. Maggie's got lookouts out there.
Every half mile, waiting to signal each other, I know.
I'm going too. To make sure we're all ready.
I'll go with you.
We should split up. We're covering as much ground as we can.
All right.
Rick states that he's going as well, which is probably where he goes and eventually ambushes Negan into a car chase. Feel free to check out those videos for more info on Rick ambushing Negan, but let's continue on with the rest of the sneak peek. After they discuss splitting up to cover more ground, Rick states that he's going to be okay. I'm not sure if he's trying to convince Daryl or himself, but right now it seems as though Rick is trying to find things to distract him from Carl's death, such as going to Jadis or hunting down Negan. The sneak peek concludes with Rick thanking Daryl for getting all the Alexandrians to the hilltop, since Rick went off to try and talk to Jadis again. As I said at the beginning of this video, I really enjoyed this conversation as the dialogue felt real and interesting. Nothing about it felt off in any way. I wasn't distracted by any catchy one-liners or any corny poetic dialogue. I actually just sat at the end of my seat extremely interested in the way these two characters were interacting with each other as they discussed the current situation at hand. Honestly, either put more of this in the show or make the action scenes more realistic, because I'm just about sick and tired of unrealistic dialogue and action, but that's just me. Don't get me wrong, this show is still amazing in my opinion, but something has felt off the past season or so, and I think that's partly why. I still love this show, and I'm excited as hell for each new episode every week, but I'm really hoping that this show can bounce back in the eyes of any unhappy fans by the end of this season, or especially in Season 9. This show still has a ton of potential to go in many directions, and I'm very interested to see how they handle character development and dialogue in future seasons due to the new showrunner replacing Scott Gimple.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be okay. Daryl. Thank you for getting him here.
Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, as it really helps me out more than you can imagine. Seriously, it's one of the most useful things you can do to support a YouTuber. It really gets my videos out there for more people to see. Subscribe for more Walking Dead Season 8 content in the near future, and if you'd like to take that extra step in helping support my videos, consider checking out my Patreon, where there's a bunch of different rewards involving the channel, such as getting your name shown at the end of all my videos, along with a chance to directly influence my future videos being produced, such as what shows I'm doing, what video topics, all that stuff. It isn't necessary by any means, but it could really help in the long run. And as always, I thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.